That's it, so it's goodbye from me, and on BBC One we can now join the BBC's news teams where you are. Yes, here we are as usual. Very good evening to you. Thank you for choosing us. Welcome to Look North. The headlines from us this Monday night. Anti-wind farm campaigners say that turbine noise is blighting lives in rural communities.
There is a swishing noise, or even sometimes when it is very bad, it's like a jet aircraft taking off.
Also tonight, a police dog that attacked another dog in Lincolnshire has been put down. Unions meet management at a school that plans to make up to 20 staff redundant. And vintage films are used to try and raise money to save a picture house bombed during the war.
And don't forget to join me for that live week-ahead forecast. It follows in 15 minutes.
Good evening. Noise from wind turbines is disrupting life in dozens of rural communities. That's according to anti-wind farm campaigners who say that the issue is not being taken seriously enough. The wind industry denies the claim and says it is governed by strict monitoring and regulation. But the residents of one Lincolnshire village say the noise is blighting their daily lives. Our environment correspondent Paul Murphy has this exclusive report.
Are the sounds of these giant machines harmful to health? Some believe they are. This daily diary describing noises and wind direction is kept by Tom, a farmer who lives just a few hundred yards from Lincolnshire's Gayton le Marsh wind turbines.
They affect my ears badly. When the wind is blowing, it's a low frequency noise. There is a swishing noise, or even sometimes when it is very bad, it's like a jet aircraft taking off.
It's claimed many more people who live near to turbines are suffering in silence, and campaigners say the time has come to take wind farm noise more seriously.
The problem we've had is that local communities feel, and local residents particularly, feel that they're not listened to, they're not understood. We've seen that developers have consistently said that people are making it up because they don't like wind turbines.
The developers behind the Gayton le Marsh turbines told us extensive and very stringent planning conditions are in place to ensure that the wind farm does not exceed any noise limits. Energy Contour is aware of 3 noise complaints to the local authority. These have been investigated by the local planning authority. We understand that following site visits and on-site noise monitoring, the planning authority could not substantiate any of these complaints.
Now, before any turbine can be built, the developer must submit what's known as a noise impact assessment. And the industry points out that these are both detailed and extensive, and that local authorities would not give turbines planning permission if it could be shown that the noise they're producing is harmful to health.
But only last week a government minister revealed that an investigation into turbine noise, or amplitude modulation, was soon to report its findings.
And specifically, the government is considering measures related to noise and amplitude modulation. We're determined to address the matter and find a solution to the problem.
Now, you're going to get people who are bound to say you're making all this up because you just don't like turbines.
I'm sure they are, yeah, because I was dead against them in the first place, and I'm sure they are. But I can assure you it's nothing to do with the turbines and myself, you know what I mean.
Land-based turbines are getting bigger and more powerful, and campaigners believe this will lead to even more noise, a claim the industry continues to dispute. Paul Murphy, BBC Look North at Gayton le Marsh.
Be asking for your views and thoughts on this one in just a moment. But first, Renewables UK represents the wind energy industry. And I asked their Deputy Chief Executive, Matt Smith, whether he accepts that people can become ill from the wind turbines.
No, there are no studies which demonstrate any impact or any link between the operation of wind farms or human health.
So these people who are saying the noise is disrupting their lives and they're being made poorly by it, they are imagining it, aren't they?
No, there have been investigations on this particular issue. The Council has investigating those complaints. The Council has not been able to substantiate those. The developers said that if there are any substantiated complaints, they will take action. And indeed, we know how to take action on those rare instances where noise is found on wind farms.
But you would say that, wouldn't you? Which is what people at home will be saying. The government's launched an investigation to find out when the noise becomes unacceptable. That shows that there is a level of concern.
That shows that as we learn more, we update the assessments. The industry research was published in 2013. We commissioned independent research, and that came up with simple fixes in those rare instances where this is found. We've handed all that data over to the government. We're confident the government will then be able to come up with the right guidance for how wind farms will operate.
If this investigation finds some people are becoming ill as a result of turbines, we could be in a situation where some are modified, or even some of the turbines will be taken down. Do you accept that?
There are simple modifications that can be made. Those relate to software fixes for how the turbines work in certain isolated wind farm conditions when the wind changes suddenly. So we're confident that wind farms will remain a big part of our nation's energy future.
But by saying that, you're admitting there is a problem, and then on the first answer you said to me there isn't a problem. So which is it?
There is a problem with noise in rare turbine sites. There is not a problem with health. The problem with noise can cause annoyance, but can easily be fixed.
OK.
And we're ready to work with government on that.
Well, I look forward to seeing the government investigation. Do you live next door to a wind farm?
I have. I find wind farms beautiful. When I see a wind farm, I see us tackling the issues of energy imports and us doing something positive for the environment.
Mr. Smith, very good to talk to you. Thank you very much indeed. As I say, be very keen to get your views on this one. Do you live near a wind farm? Have you any experience of the noise? Maybe you agree with Mr. Smith, who says that there is no independent evidence which says that wind turbines impacts on people's health. Here's how to be in touch. If you live near turbines, you think they